This is Hino's Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, y'all, let's get on to it, man. It's been one calendar year and 1 day since Errol the True Spence regressed Mikey Garcia to a what? A Uber, a Lyft, and a hold up. Hey, taxi, Tijuana, cab driver, fighter. Let me say it again. It's been 1 year and 1 day since Errol the True Spence regressed Mikey Garcia to a what? A Uber, a Lyft, and a hold up. Hey, taxi, Tijuana, cab driver, fighter. Hino's Sport is happy and thrilled to talk about that because that fight right there put Hino's Sport on the map, man. Let me say it again. That fight right there put Hino's Sport on the map because of the relentlessness, the sheer fullness of the way that Hino's Sport was delivering. That was the introduction to the Errol the True Spence series, man. What was it called? Mikey Garcia will be demolished by Errol the True Spence part. That series was sick, man. It had 80 episodes, dog. 80 parts, 80 volumes, 80 chapters. But all of them were entertaining. Because I went back and watched the thing, man. Because I said, you know what? In Hino's Sport fashion, I need to go back and see what I said. And when I did that, I was so happy and so thrilled by the information that I covered. And I did mention that Errol the True Spence may surprise us. I said that if you go from part 70 to part 80, he may surprise us and he may turn around and box Mikey Garcia's ears off. For those who was saying, man, you got your prediction wrong. You know what I'm saying? How do you get a prediction wrong when you pick the fighter that won? Dodo heads, brain full of mush and brainwash followers. Let me say it again. How did you get a prediction wrong when you pick the fighter that won the fight? You dodo heads, brain full of mush and brainwash followers. You Rudy Poo and you plum brains. Classic dotes and troglodytes. Ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. How? I said Hulk smash. Flat line. Yeah, no two ways around that bad boy. Via what? 5th round KO or TKO stoppage. I did say that. But I also saw when I went from part 70 to 80 that I said Errol the True Spence may surprise us and he may do a boxing clinic on Mikey Garcia. So all the bases was covered. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't even realize that. But when I went through the last 10, I saw that I said that. So Hino's Sport had his thumb in the needle on the damn situation because I felt that could have been an anomaly that could have possibly happened in the fight. And it was delivered. But I'm happy because ever since that fight, Errol the True Spence's name went from just him being that guy that everyone knew that was the truth. He still had that boogeyman swag till he became a superstar overnight. Because people understood they have not seen a demolishment, a beatdown like that since Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez. Let me say it again. Since Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez, dog. But this was even better. Because Errol the True Spence sent the message that Mikey Garcia would never come back the fighter that he was. Case in point, look who he took back on when he got back into the ring. Jesse freaking Vargas. That tells you everything you need to know. So you guys have to understand when you look at this stuff, when you look at the totality of what's brought to the table, you have to look at the fact that Errol the True Spence decapitated Mikey Garcia. Errol Spence finished Mikey Garcia. Errol Spence sent Mikey Garcia into oblivion. And I'm happy about that. Because Mikey Garcia was being conceived as this Mexican Mayweather. You know, the delusions of an ibuprofen Cinnamon Alvarez fanboy wanted to tell you that, oh, Mikey Garcia, he has boxing skills like Mayweather. And I don't understand these Ruby Plum brains. Classic dotes and troglodytes. Ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric, i.e. reverse bias, aka detractors, aka pandering. They tell you on one end, oh, this guy right here, he ain't nothing. But then they always want to compare somebody to that person. Does that make any sense to you guys? Let me rewind that because I need to marinate the corpus callosum and the cerebellum. Hear me? Hear me? Wow. They always sit here and tell you that this guy doesn't amount to nothing, but then they want to sit here and compare people to that person. Does that make any sense to you guys? Does that translate in your brains? How can you sit here and compare somebody to a certain fighter, but at the same time spit on that fighter and say, oh, that fighter hasn't proven nothing? They've done this with Mayweather. Now they're doing this with Errol Spence. Because like Richard Schaefer said, we left the Mayweather era and we ushered into the Spence era. Let me say it again. We left the Mayweather era and we ushered into the Spence era. How does Richard Schaefer come into the equation? How does what he said make sense? It makes all the sense in the world because Richard Schaefer said this after the Mikey Garcia fight. Let me say it again. He said this after the Mikey Garcia fight because he saw a superstar that was born overnight after that fight. He saw the next arrival, just in a different variation. A guy who has charm, but he has in a humble fashion. A guy who has charisma, but he doesn't have to be braggadocious about it. He lets his fist do all the talking in the ring, but he got the swag outside of the ring. Let me say it again. He lets his fist do all the talking in the ring, but he has his swag outside of the ring. Like they say, they call him the truth. There's no lies in his damn fist. Let me say it again. They call him the truth because there's no lies in his fist. That's the truth of the fact of the matter. So Mikey Garcia, this anniversary right here of Errol the True Spence reducing him to a what? A Uber, a Lyft, and a whole lot. Hey, taxi, Tijuana cab driver fighter. I'm impressed by that because it sends the message that there's levels to this stuff. There's gears to this stuff. And Errol the True Spence showed you the levels. That not only does he have a refined, come forward Mexican style, the hybrid underworld variation to where he can parry punches and don't take punishment, his back foot game is sick. Let me say it again. Not only does he have the hybrid version of the underworld variation of a front foot to where it's a refined Mexican come forward style and he doesn't take any punishment and he parries punches, he has a sick back foot game too. This makes him ambidextrous. This speaks to when he said the fighters that he looked at, the Terry Norrises of the world, the Pernell Whitakers of the world, you know what I'm saying? The Sugar Ray Leonards of the world. These are the fighters that Errol the True Spence looked to. Floyd Mayweather. You can see the variation of all of these guys in Errol the True Spence. Because like Pernell Whitaker, he can beat you in both ways, front and back foot. Like Sugar Ray Leonard, he has the ability to move around and dance with me. Like a Floyd Mayweather, he stays disciplined to the fundamentals, disciplined to the game plan, and he doesn't deviate. And like a Terry Norris, he's a body snatcher 2.0. He's a punisher, and he's a hard worker, and he has a solid foundation and a solid base, and he doesn't move from centerline mass. That's how Terry Norris was. You guys got to see this stuff for what it is, man. So in this 1 year celebration of Errol the True Spence reducing Mikey Garcia to a what? A Uber, a Lyft, and a whole lot. Or number 3 for the number of confirmation. An Uber, a Lyft, and a whole lot. No, number 4 because you're covering all sides. Taxi cab Tijuana driver fighter. I'm impressed by that because that was the beginning of leaving Errol the True Spence boogeyman to Errol the True Spence rockstar superstar. That's the truth of the fact of the matter. So salutes to the 1 year anniversary of Errol the True Spence and the 1 year anniversary of Henos' Sport, and that whole fight putting Henos' Sport on the map. This is Henos' Sport. Checking out.